Welcome to the Goat Show, the show where we celebrate and debate all things great. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Fresh and Deezy. My name is ZiLLY, aka Ravine. And gentlemen, well, there may be a good thing or a bad thing, but I just gotta say, we got one. We got one.
We got him. We got two, apparently, Deezy. Apparently, we got two. Apparently, we caught a ZiLLY.
Bro, stop capping, bro. That's your dad's.
I like being Christian when it makes me have status. It makes me when it reflects well on me.
That's every day, all the time, brother. Like, don't you get it? This is what we've been trying to tell you.
If I'm gonna be a Christian, I'm gonna be a hypocrite. That's what the kind of Christian I'm gonna be. And get all the benefits, and when the going gets tough, I'm just gonna be a hypocrite. Someone that
you're gonna get smacked, bro. That's all I gotta say. Somebody's gonna smack you.
It might be a lot of people getting smacked out here. And it might be the person
West Buff, aka West Huff, is gonna slap you, bro.
Well, it might also be Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan might smack me. He knows how to smack people. Apparently, Joe has found the light. He's joined a church. And I mean, is this really anybody's business anyway, though? I mean, if Joe wants to join it, if he wants to go to church now and again, then let him go to church now and again. All right?
So, I mean, I have a couple questions since you say that. So, like, do you think he's a Christian or do you think he just goes to church? And if you don't think he's a Christian, do you think he'll become a Christian?
Well, I think that we're talking about someone that is one of the most communicative people on the planet. I'm sure that sometime in the next 10 podcasts, something will come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to say something.
Well, look, he has said some things, though, right? Like, he said I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he said to him, they were talking about the Big Bang and Jesus, and he's like, "But I'm gonna stick with Jesus." Like, so, and he said to Guy Fieri too. He said the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making people believe he didn't exist.
Let me ask you guys this, based on what you're saying, Fresh. Because another person went on a podcast that I haven't seen the full episode yet, but I did watch the clip on X, is Dave Mustaine. So if y'all don't know who Dave Mustaine is a goat for sure. Goat of the guitar, metal guitar god. Not the god, but, demigod. I don't know. He's a goat, all right? I'm not here to commit blasphemy. I'm not here to spread blasphemy. I'm just saying. But he went on the Sean Ryan show, who I also think is a goat. And he was talking about how people getting witchy out here. His sister got in a little witchcraft, taught him a little witchcraft. He says he's cast spells in the past in a darker age, and they came true. I don't know which spells he cast. And he's saying that, it's not a good deal. Once you start casting spells, all kinds of spirits start coming in your life. It's hard to get rid of them. That's why he eventually became Christian as well, And I remember growing up,
because it's not that hard, right? Like that's kind of the point. I feel like that's what I took away from that is like, it's not that hard. Like, people make it really hard, but like it's super easy to get rid of that shit.
You just got to accept the light. That's what you're saying. Look at the darkness. I mean, I don't know. Tucker Carlson.
Does he talk more about what kind of like spells he did?
Yeah, he said he said. Yeah, he said when he was young. So, if I remember correctly, he said that his sister was heartbroken from a man who left her for a big titty blonde. She figured out a spell, or she got into that spell craft. She cast a spell on that man. She got him back. Then when he realized this shit's real, he had a bully in high school who was beating him up, and so he cast a hex on this bully, and he didn't say what happened to the bully, but apparently it worked. And then he said he casted another hex on another person, but he was kind of vague about it. So, I mean, he could be making things up. I don't know. I mean, it's good lore. I'll tell you that much. I love me some good lore, true or not. You know what I'm saying? But again, Tucker Carlson's out here. He's saying some beast attacked him out of nowhere that was not a beast of any origin on this plane of existence. What? He's saying he thinks aliens are demons and angels. So I don't know. Maybe Joe Rogan got the talk. You know what I'm saying?
So what talk? The Christian talk? That what? He got the good news? What are you talking about, bro? What talk?
The devil. I'm saying he got the talk from the devil. Devil came in.
I'm gonna say this, bro. These testimonies that you're talking about, they're great. They're dope. I'm just saying, if old Joey Rogan gets out there and gives his testimony on his podcast, I think that may be the single largest like conversion moment since like the church fathers, my bro. I think that like it will be insane. And I think that could very well be that Joe Rogan, maybe not like the devil or maybe not but again, we'll let him tell his testimony, but like something likely happened, bro. Like it's not always so like I think it's gonna be more likely the way I came to Christ.
Okay.
By logic, reason, irrefutable facts. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what he does. He sits and researches and talks to people. And so I think that's more likely what he's going to say is like, bro, I've looked at all the facts. I've checked out all the history and you can't really dispute the shit.
Do you guys feel that because I always felt that, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all, but I always felt that there comes a point in anybody's life where they just, I don't know, there's a lot of questions and your own mortality starts to come into play. Like I think about that a lot. I'm like my dad passed at 68. I'm 43. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I hope I had better, taking better care of myself and I have good genes, but what if I only got another 25 left or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, what then? So I sometimes wonder as people get older that like, your youth is passing you by, your friends are dying, like, or I don't know. Like, I think that.
But I guess my counter to this would be that like this is why you see a lot of young people now finding Christ and people like Joe and whatever, because usually you only have these questions when your mortality is in question, right? But when you start diving down conspiracy theory rabbit holes, like, bro, it all leads back to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So, but also not just that point, but just the fact that now people are asking questions and we have the Black Mirror that we can ask whatever questions and we'll get the knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's more like, I think it's happening more like that now, but I think that ultimately is why, because that generation and the generations before them, first of all, didn't have access to the information as readily, but also like weren't asking the questions until they're like on their deathbed, because like, they're going to work, they're coming home, they're doing their thing. Like it's not the same life that we live, right?
Right. So what do you think, Deezy? What's your thoughts on all this? Because I know you're a man of faith. I mean, what brought you to the faith, and what do you think is, maybe what's bringing Joe to it?
I feel like it's probably different for everyone, but living a life where this is it and there's nothing after, and that nothing that you do here matters, either good or bad, and they're like, we're just cosmic dust in the wind doesn't really, I don't know, I don't think that allows someone to live a true fulfilled human life. I mean, there's so much missed connection, and it's the way that I kind of felt coming from a science background, like, back when I was younger, big into astronomy and space and chemistry and just science. And then there are questions that science can't answer, and science is just quick to write stuff off as not true or something. But then you have experiences in your life where there are like defining moments, and something happens and you almost feel like, you get this feeling that like something just helped me, saved me, I got lucky, whatever feeling, something happens in your life or changes, or like you get the break you need right when you need it. And I don't know, there's always hope that happens in your life, and then you start just kind of digging into that, and like, what is that feeling? What is that thought? And then if you haven't never read the Bible and you start reading the Bible, then you can start looking back on a lot of your life experiences, and you gain perspective on your own life through reading the Bible, which is very interesting for a book where you can read a book that was written very, very long ago, and it's a testimony to time and events that happened in the past. And you could read that and then gain so much knowledge about your own experiences that you already lived. And I think that's really what kind of has led me to that way, For Joe, it might be the same thing, right? Maybe he feels like there's a lot of value in what Christianity has. And the more he reads and studies, the more he can make connections in his own life,
Yeah, I mean, something
it's
to be
really
said
up to everybody in their each in their path of how they figure shit out. What up, Coast?
What up, Coast?
What's up, Coasty?
I mean, something to be said for someone of Joe's position and status, going down this path, right? Because I mean, he has a beautiful family. I mean, I think a lot of times people will turn to religious things because they've gone through hard times and hardships, right? But in Joe's case, it's kind of interesting. It's like you could look at him and say, "Oh, like he's living the life that, if you're just a humanist or whatever, he's living that life. He's like top of the game of his profession. Seems like he has a good family, home life. He has lots of money and people love him and all this stuff. So it's interesting to see him go, you know what, like there's this other thing that this other path I want to go down and see what's over here, So I'm curious. I'm really curious to see, where he ends up.
And when I look at it from a science standpoint, I'm like, just look how fucking perfect life is, but so like fragile, and like it's lucky that it's amazing that our fucking ecosystem even works the way that it does, and that we're even here, that we three are here talking on this fucking computer right now to potentially
just look at it from this perspective, bro. Is like we're in creation, right? And creation means there's a creator. Now you have to go through the logical steps of who is the creator with the information that we have, right? So like there's only one logical conclusion. Well, there are two logical conclusions. You can either conclude that with the information that we have, Christ is Lord, or you can conclude we don't know who God is. We have no fucking idea. It's the only two logical things. And that means every single religion would have been made by man. We have no divine inspiration. The only evidence we have of a creator is creation.
But the chances of creation being the way that it is just
By accident, impossible. Like impossible. This is why, like, atheists drive me crazy, right? Because it's just impossible. You can call it whatever you want, but you're agnostic. You're not atheist because something made this. Like the most special nothing in the world made this. That's still something,
right?
You know what I mean? It's not nothing because you can't get something from nothing,
right?
So
okay.
Again, you don't have to, but you don't have to go biblical to prove that. Like there's a
design. Yeah,
there's a design.
Yeah,
there's a
definitely.
creator.
Yeah. Do you feel like Joe must come out to the world and say that he is a Christian?
I think that I do. You know why? Because I think that as a Christian, you have the duty to tell people the good news. Like, I think that it would be a misuse of his platform if he didn't.
Because, I mean, somebody's getting a little hot water, somebody else, for not coming out right and saying that he is a man that believes in Jesus. Or at least that's what they're saying. And that is none other than Jordan Petersen. He went on this Jubilee podcast. And initially, the title of the podcast was One Christian Against 20 Atheists. And then there's
this is what I think the folly is, right? Because I think that they thought he was a Christian, which means they don't know him.
Wait, I thought he was a Christian because he'd be out here talking about Christian things.
But he never says he's a Christian. He never says it. He always says, like, listen, this is why this whole shit, this is why I have my hot take on this. I actually don't understand why everybody thinks that he got his head beaten. Like, first of all, they framed the video as one Christian versus 20 atheists. He's never said he's a Christian. Second of all,
never ever in all his books never said he was a Christian. Because he does talk about God, right? And he
talks about Jesus, talks about God, talks about its impact, everything. But he's religious.
If can you talk about Jesus and
so this is my
and not be Christian?
This is my other point, right? So like he's not there to make people from atheist into Christians. He's there to debate atheists on whether or not there's a God. And he does not need to take a theological position in order to prove that there's a God. And this is what he was trying to do. And while he was trying to do this, these arrogant little pricks were talking down on him and attacking him and not listening to what he's saying. And it doesn't matter if he's a Christian, and he doesn't have to tell you he's a Christian in order to prove that you atheists are wrong.
So Jordan Petersen has never explicitly claimed to be Christian in a definitive public statement, according to Grok. He engages deeply with Christian themes, the Bible, and its psychological and cultural significance, often speaking in ways that resonate with Christian audiences. However, he has consistently avoided labeling himself as a Christian, emphasizing a more philosophical and psychological approach to life. And then it says later that in a podcast with Peter Kreeft, Petersen frames his engagement with Christianity as, quote, acting as if God exists rather than affirming traditional Christian doctrine.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So, but I guess the question is like with Rogan, you were saying earlier, like, he needs to come out and say it. I'm a Christian.
Well, unless he's not a Christian.
Unless he's not.
Right?
That's
if Rogan is a Christian, he has a duty as a Christian to say it.
But if Rogan talks about Christian thing, so this comes back to kind of the Douglas Murray thing in a weird way. It's like if Rogan starts talking about Christian things because he's learning a lot about Christianity, but he's not willing to come out and say he's a Christian, is there anything wrong with that?
Not on like a moral level. On like a Mosaic law level. Like, you know what I mean? Like on the law of Moses level. Like if you believe in the Bible and you follow the law of Moses, then Yeah.
Because I don't look for me. You know
think
where I stand.
I think personally, he's more interested in the fact that
theology of it.
I mean everything, and the fact that historians agree that this was a real person, and one of his most attested fucking things is him being crucified
and resurrected. Scholars agree on the resurrection. There's more proof of the resurrection than a lot of fucking things like this. I don't know, bro.
I mean, there's just so much there's so much weight that in order to ignore something that has been established for thousands of years is kind of silly, right? Like to ignore it is just silly, but in a human sense. If someone's like, "Oh yeah, I read books," and you ask them, "Have you ever read a Bible?" and they're like, "No," you're like, "That's like the book. Like you should probably read it, even if you're not Christian or you know what I mean. It's a book. It's the book that almost like every fucking human has read for like the last." Your family's family used to read the Bible. They did. They really did. So that's where that Bible came from in front of you, ZiLLY, from your dad. Bet you does he have notes and shit in it?
No, I don't think he has notes. He had another Bible that I think he was more
like he had a study Bible.
He had like a
small,
he
had a family
like
Bible.
This is like the family, heirloom Bible, basically. But very well art directed, I must say. That's kind of why it's here. It's very nicely art directed.
Dope, man.
Very nicely art directed. I don't even know if they still make I mean, they probably make Bibles like there's got to be some dope Bibles out there.
Coast, read it again, my brother, and I hope you come home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you guys know where I stand. If it helps you behave better, then great. If it helps you want to make beautiful things and do amazing things, this is the other thing,
bro.
Great.
Yeah, like this is the other thing is I think that it does explain a lot of things really well, right? Like I do think that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like,
oh yeah.
But like this is yeah. But like there's more to it. Like that's base level. That's cool to get you attracted to it, right? But like that's just base level of what it is. Like if you read every page, every verse for actual understanding, I don't believe that you can actually deny it. And I'll be honest with you, the only people that I know that are non-Christians, they don't read the Bible. They've never read the Bible. They've never, and don't just read it, test its veracity. Test every little piece of it. If it's not enough for you, if you don't believe that it's good, okay, cool. But I don't believe you're going to do that.
I feel fresh right now. What I'm doing is I'm reading it and I'm writing down questions. Like I literally from the beginning, first couple sentences in reading in Genesis, and it says that God made all of the fruits and within the fruits the seeds to bear more fruit. And I like texted fresh. I'm like, are seedless fruit blasphemy? Because it specifically says that the fruit have seeds inside of them, and we have now made them so that they don't have.
I've now thought about this question more. I don't think that it's blasphemy. However, it's the reason they're unhealthy.
Oh, interesting.
They're not necessarily blasphemy, but because they're not a whole fruit without the seed.
Interesting. Well,
either way, bro. I'm curious to see how the conversation progresses in Rogan's network, and I'm curious to see who else he brings on. Who he might bring on to talk.
Bro, I want to try to get Wes Huff on, man. I really want to interview Wes Huff.
Those blasphemous seedless watermelon.
Maybe Larry Taunton. Like maybe we can, Larry, if you're out there, if you're watching, I don't know, but
Larry, get on Rogan.
He should definitely get on Rogan.
He talk about everything. The whole freaking.
He's got super cool
thing, bro.
Yeah,
getting swatted. Everything that's happened to him, man.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody hasn't watched the Larry Taunton interview episode of the Goat Show, you should go do that. We'll put it in the show notes. But there is one thing that I have trouble with, fresh, when it comes to the Bible. The New Testament. That is, they say, to turn the other cheek.
Oh man, you want me to
And,
you want me to explain something to you, bro? Do you know what turn the other cheek means? Like actually, do you know what it's about?
I mean, my understanding is that you should forgive and let it go.
No.
You know, turn the other cheek
it's not.
to those who may persecute you.
It's not.
For
So
they know
at
not
the
what
time,
they do.
At the time, when, like the Romans, when they addressed a Jew, when they would slap them, they would use their right hand and they would backhand them. And so if you turn the other cheek, they have no choice but to use their hand and address you as an equal with their open hand. So it has nothing to do with being a pacifist at all.
I can give you the
Also,
sneaky
I mean,
dog
listen,
face.
bro.
That is
what did
backed
King
up.
David
That
say,
is backed
bro?
up by Grok, by the way. Grok did
What
just
does Grok
confirm.
say? Grok says that.
Grok says Jesus advocating responding to evil or insult without retaliation. A slap on the right cheek, likely with the back of the hand in first century Jewish context, was a humiliating act. Offering the other cheek symbolizes refusing to escalate violence or seek vengeance, instead showing dignity and restraint.
I know, but they ain't saying, return fire.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
mean, it depends
It's
on
not about passivity or weakness. It's but a deliberate choice to break the cycle of hostility.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying.
But like, because King David says that, what is it? Blessed be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle.
Well, I mean, Old Testament different though, bro. Old Testament different. Old Testament hard. You know what I'm saying? Old Testament is eye for an eye, man. New Testament is, the golden rule. I'm just saying, listen, I'm just saying somebody got to tell Emmanuel Macron what you just told me, because that motherfucker letting his ass he be turning the cheek for show. All right, SMACRON'D begins SMACRON'D by Brigitte. They caught it on camera.
That's what happens when your dad becomes your teacher, becomes your wife, becomes your.
Oh my goodness.
Plus,
allegedly.
like, of course, his dad's disciplining him with a smack in the face.
Can you? Okay, so my understanding. Okay,
cheers to strong fathers everywhere.
Cheers. Oh man,
we fucking going there today, bro.
We're going there. For anybody who doesn't know, anybody watching, cover your ears if you are innocent of heart. But Candace Owens be out here saying some shit. All right, she just dropped a video today. It's pretty funny. I'll put it in the show notes. So according to investigative reporters in France, Brigitte Macron is not only not a woman. Okay. Although what is a woman? But I'm just saying, she's not a woman. She's actually a man who transitioned. Okay. And not only are they saying that, they're saying that she is in fact, whatever is in fact the father of Emmanuel Macron, and that they are engaged and have been engaged in a weirdo, incestuous relationship for many years now. That's what she says. That's what they're saying. Allegedly, that's what they're saying, and that's what she is saying. And I mean, they've been presenting paperwork apparently to prove this. Now, nobody obviously is going to.
There were also rumors that Candace Owens was being offered money to stop saying that.
It wasn't a rumor.
She said
Candace said that she was fucking being offered money by Macron.
Yes.
Brigitte, I don't know which one of them. Nah, fuck that shit, bro. She said that shit with her whole chest.
She said it. I remember seeing that. Now, some of you out there may be saying, well, this is an absurdity. This is so vile that it must be a slander against a popular president and his first lady. But need I remind all y'all that Biden had cancer during his entire presidency. Apparently, he has announced reached stage 4, so his days are numbered. And ain't no reporter said nothing about it the entire time. They kept that a secret, which wasn't a secret. Everybody knew, but they kept it a secret that there's something going on with this guy's health for 4 years. So before anybody gets out of line and says, you know, oh, well, this is impossible. I mean, hey, you know, there's all kinds of maneuvers that are made to keep people in power and to keep people blackmailed and empowered blackmailed, right? So anything's possible. But I have not seen all of Candace's. I mean, she did like a couple episodes, right, on this thing, so we can't say for sure what the reality of this is. However, what we can say for sure is that she done smacked the fuck out of this bro. All right, caught it on camera, and he, you know, deer in the headlights. They walked down. They landed. I guess it was in Vietnam. They were doing a, you know, whatever, flying in Vietnam, trying to make some deals or whatever. They walk down the freaking. Do we have video? Is that what we're pulling up?
Yeah, hold on, I'm finding it.
They walk down the red carpet, and you can see his fist balled up in anger at his at being so embarrassed, being humiliated in front of the world. All right, let's see. Again, let's see. Oh shit. Boom. Damn. Okay, now hold on now.
His hand's not balled up in anger. His cocaine's in that hand.
Oh shit. Man, we everybody, maybe this is what they staged this so that they could take the heat off of the cocaine in the train. The cocaine train, literally. So if everybody doesn't know about that. Apparently they met with Zelensky. The reporters came in it's on this train in Ukraine. The cocaine train in Ukraine, man. That's a tongue twister right there. And apparently there was not only a scooping spoon that I forget who it was, like somebody snuck that off, but then there was a tissue on the table that they said was a ball.
It wasn't even a tissue, it was a bag of blow.
Baggy. Oh, here we go. Where's the sneak? Yeah, so that's the
Oh shit,
man. Dude. These people be wilding, dude. Golly.
I haven't seen a group of sneaky teenagers look so guilty since high school, bro. That was crazy.
Oh my gosh, what's going on here, man? These are the people that want to send fucking troops into Ukraine and start a third world war.
They're all coked out. They're fucking coked out. They're like, yeah, let's fucking watch them fight. Oh,
they probably got that special shit too, man. That
for sure. That pink Peruvian, man.
That adrenal laced cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
Adrenocane.
The adrenocane. Bro, that shit would be wild. Adrenocane. Damn.
Oh my god.
Why not take 10 years? You know, in your jungle.
Adrenocane, bro.
Adrenocane. We over adrenochrome, all right? We on that adrenocane, bitch. Man. Damn. Anyway, it just Deezy, I wanted to talk to you about this situation, all right? Because hey, listen, we make fun of men all the time. You little bitch, fucking getting smacked by your woman, whatever. But hey, listen, if another interview we did with you know, back in the day, talked to Bill
Corbett,
friend Bill, you know, advocating for domestic abuse of men. It happens, and for men, it's harder because you can't just smack a bitch back. You know what I'm saying? You can't win in that situation, right? She smack you, you do anything back in return, it's over. Your life's over. You know, you're a deadbeat for the rest of your life. A woman beater. You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, I wanted to ask you guys about this, though.
Well, it is different if it's his dad. Just saying.
Assuming.
Allegedly.
Okay, that's true. Okay, so let's parse this out. Okay, assuming that Brigitte is not any of these things, that the official story of her being the lovely young first lady of France is true. I mean, what do you do in the situation? I mean, you can't do nothing, right? You just take the beating. That's what I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, listen, bro. this is clearly a bigger issue, right? Like it's not just a one-time thing. Like you leave, bro. He's being abused. Like,
can the
regardless
president
if
of
that's his
France,
dad or not,
can he stay the president? Right? Can he stay the president of France and leave the first lady?
yeah. What the fuck?
I mean, do
You
you
just
want a
slapped him.
do you want a president who can't handle his own woman?
I mean,
Well, I mean, we just had a president that was being taken that was being handled by his own woman. Like,
are you talking about the
damn,
yellow belly
shots fired.
French or what? Because I don't know if those cowards care about anything.
Oh my!
Whoops.
We just lost our France audience. All right, there we go.
Oh yeah, all 0.0003% of them.
I'm starting shit. It's late. All right, I'm just saying.
I'm hungry,
I don't
bro. That's why
I
I need.
I just feel like if you're president of any country, if you're the leader, you're the one, you're the big dog, top dog of your country. I'm sorry, you got to have your home life in order. That's just my opinion. Because who knows? Like she might be the one whispering in his ear, "You little bitch ass fucking bitch boy," and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? We're gonna go bomb Russia. I'll show you what a big man I am." Men don't do that shit. Men do crazy shit like that. Wild shit. Just to.
Especially when their fathers are nagging them, bro.
He probably said, "Yeah, wait till you see what I did on the Epstein tapes, bitch."
Oh.
Yeah, right. His father's on those tapes too.
Oh my gosh. I'm just saying. I don't know. I think what we can agree on, if it is true that this is actually not a woman, I think what we can agree on is that man's got to know how to fight. Man's got to be able to stand up for himself.
I agree.
He's got to be able to fight back. And you know what? I feel like for me personally, I don't know, man. If I was in this position, I don't know if I could handle it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kind of wanted to use this opportunity to talk to you, Deezy.
I mean, that's a whole different situation there.
Well, hold on a second. Let me just. So for those who don't know, maybe you're watching the show the first time. Deezy over here, you know, he's a fighter. Let's just say he's a fighter. He grew up fighting. You know, he knows how to handle himself out there.
I coach. Currently
coaches. If you want to train with him, you can reach out. Deezy at Deezy Ellis on the Twitters, right?
At Deezy Ellis.
Yeah, Deezy Ellis.
All socials.
That's right. Yeah, in the Arizona area. If you want to drive into Arizona, you know, lace up with Deezy. He'll teach you some things. That's why, you know, they say get a subject matter expert when you want to learn something. So Deezy, man.
Who says that?
Sartain says that. We just had an interview with him. If you haven't seen that yet,
watch that if you haven't.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, Deezy. What do you think? Like, I want to. Okay, so let me just zoom out a little bit. I do want to learn to fight. I'm a lover. All right. I'm a lover. Never really been a fighter. I've taken a beating. I've got a beating once in a while, now and again. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with an older brother. We tussled occasionally. So I can take a beating. I think if I could get pushed in the face like Macron. But if I had to return, you know, if I had to do something back, I don't think I could, man. And that's why, what do you think, Deezy? What should I do? I'm a novice. There's goats out there, future goats out there. Maybe they need to learn a thing or two about how to stand up for themselves, how to defend themselves. What do you recommend, brother? Now, what should I do to become a man, a strong man who can handle his own business out here in these streets?
Well, I mean, I definitely suggest you learn how to throw a punch and learn some sort of balanced athletic stance comes from any kind of sports position. Kind of one foot in front of the other, get balanced, find your center. Maybe just shadow box a little bit, since if you don't have a bag or access to a gym, you know, throw some punches, look at yourself in a mirror, see what it looks like, and try to find a bag. Something
what
to
is
punch
the
is important.
let me
Having the practice of hitting something is important because people are, one, they're afraid, like you said, to hit another person like that and to hit something in general. So if you never hit something before, then that's a hard thing to break, especially in like sparring and stuff. Trying to get somebody to punch somebody else in the face for the first time is like a big mental barrier that people have, especially if they haven't had that kind of confrontation often in their life. They're not sure how to do it, or how to, like, they're afraid of hurting, getting hurt or hurting someone, or there's just this weird mental barrier in people's head, even though like both people are agreeing to it. It's for sport, it's competition. So for the first time, it's always weird. So I also suggest maybe finding a friend that's wanting to do something like that. Do a little sparring, practice,
right?
Have fun, get in a gym, right? Learn from people that know more than you. It's important. There are people that have fucking spent years and years getting beat up and practicing and beating other people up. And if you can learn as much as possible from those people without having to go through the same struggles, then that's good. So learn from the people that have been through it.
Do you feel like to be a good fighter, you have to have been in a fight?
No, there's definitely natural talent. And people have like a better fight or flight reaction, or quicker muscle, like quick fire muscle tissue, you know, like some people just are built different. Maybe they have a stronger chin. They don't go as conscious as easy as somebody else. There's a lot, and some people are just naturally stronger in different ways. So I think that there are people who could just be good fighters naturally. I think that's possible. Yeah.
Well, what would you say is the most in your opinion, the most effective fighting style for someone like, I mean, I did a little karate when I was younger, but you know, it's been many, many years in this day and age nowadays. Because fighting's so much more advanced now because of all the MMA stuff. So like, what do you think? Like, is there a certain fighting like style, like Krav Maga or you know, jiu-jitsu, or like, what do you think is the most effective for someone like me who just wants to be able to hold their own if people start talking shit and start threatening people?
Well, I mean, jiu-jitsu is a great option for people that want like a less violent solution, right? Because knowing how to leverage your body and choke somebody out is a good skill. Like if you can get close to somebody, you can negate all of that stand-up combat bullshit and just get behind them and choke them out. Game is done. So I mean, jiu-jitsu is not a bad option. One of my best friends, he's training in Northern California right now with some pros, and he loves jiu-jitsu, and he used to do taekwondo. I obviously am a brawler. I like stand-up striking. That's how because I did a lot of boxing, but I'm also a wrestler and do a little kickboxing. So, you know, it's really up to it's up to you. What if you should take some classes? I'm sure there's somewhere where you can take different classes for different things, whether it's wrestling, or I'm sure you can spend $15, go take a class, see if you like it, take a couple.
So, like, okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, so like,
start somewhere. That's my best advice.
I just moved out.
You got to pick something and like start somewhere. If you want to do something basic, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, where you're just using, you know, wrestling is a little bit more everything. You use your whole body, and boxing is a lot of foot coordination and your hands mostly, and moving and cardio. Kickboxing is going to be obviously you being able to use your legs to deliver strikes too. So, I mean, what's your goal?
Let's say like, I just want to be able, like, if I'm out in these streets, right? Let's say I'm at the club, right? Well, you know, I got me like 3 fine women around me. You know, they're all into me. They all think I'm awesome. They're like, you're handsome and fucking smart and sexy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then some dude comes up. He's like, some fucking dweeb comes up. And he's like, I want that one. I'm like, no, you can't have that one because I got 3 and they're all mine. Dang it. Right now, I won't say anything. I'll try to ignore. I'll try to squirm. I'll try to get out of here. But I want to be able to hold my own. I want to be able to be like, What we doing out here?
What
So
you,
which
I'm
style
going to
do I
tell
need-
you, you don't need to train. I'm going to give you the exact method. Okay. So here's how you do it. When he's saying that, you go, why don't you go to that one over there? And when he looks that way, as he's turning his head back, just bam, and he's cooked. That's it. It's
Okay.
over for him.
So I gotta learn.
Still,
to
you
sucker
got to
punch.
know how to. You still need to, even if you're going to sucker punch, you need to know how to throw a solid right hand. Because if that sucker punch does not do the job, you're gonna get fucked up when that guy turns around. You know what I'm saying? So you better know how to throw a punch. Because if you throw a sucker punch at somebody and they're just like, "What the fuck," and they just turn around, you're gonna get your ass beat.
What's that thing? What's that thing called where you grab them by the head and then you drop down and like crank them and then they like in WWE
DDT.
DDT. I gotta learn how to sucker punch, then DDT. No, I mean, you know, in all seriousness, no. So I'll give you I'll tell you a little story because this is what got me thinking in this mode. Let's just say I was eating out with some family, and there was a gentleman in the establishment where we were eating who was being being rude, very, very rude. I won't get the specifics, but being very rude to the point where it was very disruptive of the experience we were having at this establishment. And it made me go like, oh shit. But this guy was huge. He was a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And threatening looking feller. And it made me go, damn, like I really am a pussy. I was like, I'm not gonna say shit. I just want this guy to go away. He did go away. Nothing happened. But I'm just like, there's a part of me that was like, no, I gotta fight this guy. Or at least tell him, hey, buddy, listen here, buddy. I need you to behave.
Well, if
you're gonna get these hands, you know what I'm saying?
A restaurant setting.
I wouldn't say it's like an upscale restaurant setting, but it was like a dining establishment.
Were you in arm's
He was
reach
in
of a
close
knife?
proximity, and we were sitting, and he was.
Were you in arm's reach of a knife? Did you have your utensils already?
Yeah, good question. No, we didn't.
Being honest,
we did not.
You pick up that fucking knife and you hold it against your wrist, and you say what you got to say. And if the motherfucker comes to attack you, just right in the neck. Defend yourself.
We were in lasagna.
Freedom of speech, baby. You're allowed to say what you have to say. He's not allowed to hurt you because you said something to him.
Damn.
You just prepare yourself if you know he's going to try to be fucking hostile to you and you're trying to.
Yeah, because I was with fam and I was like, I mean, it didn't get
that's
there,
the
but I
part
was
that
like,
gets me though, right? Is the family. Because I truly feel like as a man, you have to be able to protect your family, right?
I mean, I think I got a part of me that if you push it far enough, I'll while out. I don't know if I would be effective. That was the thing that got me. I was like, I mean, I'll freak out and get in someone's face, but you know, if they know how to fight, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So there's a part of me that was like, damn, because maybe a guy like acting that way is a big show because you know he thinks he can handle himself and he wants to get in a fight. You know, he's trying to instigate some shit. I don't know, but there's a part of me that's like, man, I gotta fuck. You know, I can't be out of your family and not be able to,
bro.
Handle.
You live in Florida, bro. Go get a strap if you're worried about it.
Oh shit. Never thought about that.
What are you talking about, bro? You have the right to carry gun. If you're worried about getting beat up by large people who know how to fight because for some reason you're in that situation all the time, then go get a concealed carry, bro.
I don't know. I don't look for it, but there's a part there. I think it's also sort of psychological. You know what I'm saying? I felt humiliated, even though I think I did the right thing. I didn't start anything back, but I felt it was a little humiliating. I was like, man, like if something did go down, like fuck.
All right, you kind of got to say. All right, now you got to tell us what was going on. What was going on? What was being said?
Nothing was being said to me or who I was with. He was just being loud and obnoxious. And there was a part of me that wanted to be like, yo, bro, like what the fuck are you doing? And I wanted to like address the situation. And I didn't because I was like, this guy looks like he might be you know, if he did not stop his behavior, then what was I going to do? Then it'd be more humiliating. I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to do anything about this. I feel like if I'm going to start something, then I got to be able to finish it. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't being violent to anybody or anything like that.
No. He was just being really obnoxious. Let's just say.
I probably still would have been like, yo, can you keep it down? Because it's because of yo, it's just no what's wrong with saying that.
I know. I'm pussy out.
Like, yo, trying to have
back at me. Well, here's what would happen. If you yelled back at me, then I would have felt like I have to yell back, and then it would have escalated. And then at some point, if it came down to it, though, I think I would have been.
Bro, just get really good at kicking in the balls, dog. That if all else fails, bro, a good swift kick in the balls, that should level the playing field for most men. So,
okay,
it is the street. So there's no rules. It's about defense. You just kick them right in the nut.
I need to get a firearm, and I need to get steel-toe boots. Steel-toe Nikes. Actually, that'd be great. Steel-toe Nikes. Let you kick them in the balls, and then you can just run on out of there nice and quick.
Steel-toe Nikes.
Nike, come on now. That's a brilliant idea. I just gave away a multi-million-dollar idea. That's what we do on this show. The Goat Show. Just throwing out $1 million ideas. Anyway. Oh, shit. You're right, Coast. Ah, indeed. A little bear spray will do the trick. I don't know if he wasn't behaving in a way that would warrant bear spray, but yeah, if it did escalate, I think bear spray is a good move. All right. That's a good call. You can't, he'll recover. All right. Good suggestion, brother. The Goat's out here. The Goat Show audience, best audience in the world. Smart. Good people.
We got people communicating cross-platform on our stream right now. Look at this.
They're talking to each other? Wow. That's a milestone for us. An actual conversation in the chat. Pretty soon it'll be like Tyson at. Like it'll be like,
yo, can we get W's in the chat? Can we get W's in the chat?
Yeah. Come on, you guys. W's in the chat. And we want to see them.
Give us our first W's in the chat, man.
Yeah, come on. W's in the chat. See, they're hipsters. They're too hipster. They're like, oh, now that you asked for a W, we're not going to give it to you.
What does that even mean?
Freaking hipsters, bro.
We got a W. We got a W, boys.
See, Deezy, this is what's going on. They're being obnoxious. And what do I want to do? Now I'm getting a little bold. I'm getting angrier and bolder. You got me feeling confident, Deezy.
About to G'd out or what?
I'm about to fight. Oh, shit, Lucas.
That's 2 W's.
No, we
two
got
W's in the
W's,
chat.
bro.
Cheers, fellas.
2
Cheers
W's
to
in
y'all.
the chat.
Cheers, boys.
All right. So,
hey, gentlemen, you never know. Coast, Lucas, you guys might be somehow featured on a Rumble video that goes to 5,000 views for no reason. We had one of our Rumble videos, just 4,100 views. We only have like 25 followers on Rumble. It's crazy. How the fuck?
Fucking Stash gave us an X, bro.
he's doing it like what's his name? Diamond Dallas Page or whatever. Or no, he did the Diamond. Who did the X? Triple X, right? He did Triple X.
NWO, man.
NWO. Where's Josh Clemens? He knows what I'm talking about. Well, I guess the lesson of the story is, gentlemen, we gotta learn to fight. We gotta learn to throw hands.
I'm good.
We gotta learn how to handle weaponry.
I plan on making some cool videos. I got the full okay to make videos fresh inside the gym. So
that's dope.
Of any person that comes to the gym.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's see it.
Start making some vids.
That's cool.
Maybe TGS Studios will start getting hired to do promotional videos for these companies and shit.
But we never answered the question. What if a woman hits you in the face? Fair game, no?
Suck it up, pussy.
Suck it up. Macron did the right thing then. He sucked it up.
Listen.
I mean, let's his
grant
woman.
that's a woman. If we grant that it's a woman, that's his woman. So you suck it up.
What about your paw? Like you smack your paw in the face?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If we're in the streets and like if I don't know you, equal rights, equal lefts, bro.
Listen,
tell you want to fight? We're gonna fight.
My mom told me
if you approach me like a man, then what am I supposed to do? Not oblige you? Let's do this.
I mean,
My mom told me don't put my hands on a woman, but she also raised me to always defend myself, regardless of who that is.
Well, listen, I will never put my hands on a woman.
If some woman
I will
comes
slap a bitch though.
fuck me up. You can't discredit women, bro. They are strong enough to impose some damage.
Especially now, these MMA women be out here pummeling people, choking
Like
you
I
out.
said, bro. Equal rights, equal lefts. Just saying.
Yeah.
Look, Sean Connery told us, man.
If I get clocked in the face, I'm gonna at least trip somebody and then walk away. It's like a little leg sweep.
I mean,
I
probably do what, hair pull? Hair pull's legit, right? Hair pull's okay.
Hair pull.
No.
You can't do that with a woman if she hits you in the face.
No.
What about what about squeezing the cheek squeeze? Like,
bro, I'm gonna tell you something.
You know what's acceptable is to take your hand. No, take your hand and just like the stiff arm. You know, where you just like
push her.
You know, like you just hold them at arm's length because your arms are longer than their arms. So like, you know, that's it.
I should say that we're not advocating for violence against.
Keep space.
Just want
equal rights. That's all.
We're just advocating for equal rights. That's right, Fresh. We're advocating for equal rights for all women.
No, just keep your hands to yourself.
I don't think you should hit anybody. This is the whole point. I don't think you should be going around hitting people, regardless of the fucking scenario. So if you do hit somebody, I don't think you get to decide how I react after you hit me. Just saying. And like, bro, likely if you hit me and it feels like a mosquito bite, I'm probably not going to hit you back. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to be like, laugh, swat you away like the mosquito you are. But if you ring my bell, you think I'm supposed to be like, yeah, that's okay. It's okay, bro. Just keep on rocking in the free world.
What about scratch you in the face? She scratches you with her nails.
Bro.
Like that. That's kinky. That's kinky.
Just, if you see a woman that seems like she's gonna be drama, I suggest you just stay away.
You know what?
Your best bet is a man in all regards.
You know what? I think you're right, Deezy. I think we should toast to that. We should toast to nonviolence. We should toast to
turning the other cheek, bro.
Christian way, turning the other cheek. I'm gonna toast to Macron. He turned the other cheek. I'm saying. I mean, I don't know if he saw what was coming, but when I think he did all right. Actually, you know what? That's a tough position to be in.
What if she was like, you still have Coke on your nose, and she was trying to like wipe his nose?
Right. Well, you know what? I mean, like we always say, gentlemen, no more grape soda fantasies. It's over. It's over. They're probably they just get like getting frisky in that way. You know what I'm saying? And look where Macron is. No more grape soda fantasies. Done.
Boys.
Cooked.
You say we're cooked?
Men are cooked. Holy shit.
Yeah. Cooked. But listen, on a side note though, like we also are so fucking back. So it's okay.
Are we?
Oh yeah, bro.
Are we back?
Bro. I can call you a retard and a faggot. We are back.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, I'll know we're back when Macron gets pushed in the face and then he just
no, that's not bad.
Just returns
that's
fire.
Not bad. That might be a little too far back, actually, bro. Like,
yeah, you're going too far there.
We're going way back through history.
It's a little far.
Oh shit! We might have to end the episode there. I don't know what to say after that.
I mean, it could be the future with Sharia law in France.
Yeah, that's. We're actually forward thinking here.
Then I changed my answer earlier to not only does he have he definitely has to do it. If Joe Rogan doesn't say he's a Christian, he has to do it even if he's not at this point. That's what I think.
Really?
Or else there's going to be Sharia law in France.
Oh shit! You think Rogan can convert the French to Christianity? How much influence do you think Rogan, if he came out tomorrow on the podcast and said, "I just want to say that
I
after doing all
genuinely
the
think
research
it would
and
be
doing everything.
Yeah,
now
I
a
genuinely think
Christian
it'd
and
be
I'm gonna
the
get
biggest
baptized?
conversion event since the church fathers, the early church fathers.
Wow.
That's what
Really?
I genuinely think, that one man would likely even do more, like convert more people than the early church fathers.
Wow.
And like I think so.
I mean, because it was, I mean, when Ye went Christian, well, I guess he was always Christian, so it wasn't really a surprise with Ye, right? Because with Rogan, it's like he's always
He's an
been the atheist, not religious, Christianity's stupid, opiate of the masses type of guy, right? So, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so this means he's not going to it because he wants to go to it. He's going to it because he can't deny it.
Mm.
As a man of logic and reason, to not be able to deny it, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
And because he's taken such a hardline stance on it, I also think that it's a reason why he has to talk about it.
Interesting.
Because he's said, like, again, he's taken such a hardline stance on it for so long. He's that atheist guy.
Right.
If you're no longer that atheist guy, I think you should say you're not that atheist guy.
Right. I think part of it with Rogan, maybe also he feels like he needs to learn more about it, you know. But I don't know. Maybe I should read the Quran because I haven't really read the Quran ever.
You want to read the Quran?
The Quran? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Never read it.
You should read
alienating any possibility.
I'll be honest. You should read it. No, you should read it.
Our whole freaking Iranian Dubai audience is just unsubscribed.
No, it's not true, bro. They want to convert me now more than ever.
Interesting. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Well,
but you should read it. You should start the Torah, the Injil,
start a cult,
and the Quran.
I'm about that.
A cult?
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, Order of the Goat. And we can have secret meetings, and we can
listen. We can make Order of the Goat as long as Goat is God over all things, and we secretly discuss Jesus. That's fine.
Oh, all right. Well, sounds fascinating.
It's a secret cult, secretly.
But we have to eat.
Yo, it's like
that's my requirement.
It's like like Illuminati. Well, you should be eating lamb, but it's like the Illuminati. But when you get to the 33rd degree, you just come to church.
It's like normal shit.
Yeah, just church.
Oh man,
preparing you for the Lord.
Wait, they shut down our comments?
What?
It says we can't post comments to some destination. Whatever.
Oh, all right, yeah, guys. We can only post to YouTube, I think.
Oh. Okay. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate you for letting our people post comments. I don't know what else I think we're good, man. I think we're good out here. You guys decide on your own. Do your own research. Read your own. Read, study, query AI. Make your own decision about what you believe to be the right path.